Everybody.
Yeah, 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 yeah. What, 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 what? Mike, tickety check. 1, 2. Yes. And we back. We back. What's happening, people? Y'all know what time it is, man. Welcome to the smoke session, man. We back in the building once again, people. Y'all know how we gonna bring it. Y'all know how we coming through. We got some positive energy for you. We got some motivation. We got all kind of shit for you. You know how we gonna get it in about this time. You dig? Get your shit together. Get ready. Cause it's about to go down. I am Silent Child 17.
360 in the building. Top tracks in the building.
Yes, yes, yes. So, people, we gonna do it like this. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all my fellas. What's happening tonight, fellas? How y'all doing? We gonna get this shit started. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into other news. Chop, if you got something for him, lay it down,
homie. Let's see. There's a few things, but let me see. Let me pick something. How y'all feeling tonight, bro?
Oh man, good.
I am most definitely feeling fine today. Whatever that was. I mean, there's so many. Oh, all right. This is what I was gonna say. Something about. Man. Y'all can see the screen?
Yeah.
I see you.
Yes, sir.
The children at the time when I gave birth to my son Emmanuel Woods.
Hold on, we read the caption says a Louisiana mother who fed cow's milk to her baby in Hurricane Katrina recommended for police release was found guilty of causing her child malnutrition, death, and hit with a life sentence. Let it play because I got something to say about that. Because that's weird.
He was premature. He had to stay in ICU. At that stage of my life, I was a young mother who was trying to take care of her children the best she could. And I made some terrible decisions. But the woman out there sit before you today, I'm not that same person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. How y'all doing? I'd like to let it be known that I haven't had much time with my mother as in growing up, but from what I've had time with her since she's been incarcerated and that she's been reaching out to me and being supportive of me in spite of her situation, she's a totally different woman. I've really seen her grow through adversity. She still stays optimistic. You feel what I'm saying? She doesn't take it out on others. She puts all her trust into God. You know what I'm saying? And she taught us to put our trust in God. Outside, she could be so much more productive to the lives of others, like that has been in her predicament, in her situation, and that her story can impact so many people. And she could touch a whole lot of people, especially in the city that we come from, in New Orleans, that this is common, you know what I'm saying? Single parents, doing whatever they could to take care of their children. And sometimes tragedy happens, but I feel like she could really, touch the lives of so many people.
Like my brother said, she has grown a lot. She's grown tremendously. She has been there for me and my siblings while incarcerated. I know, especially for me, from my personal experience, When I was in college, she made sure I had birthday gifts. I guess she was in a program where she learned how to knit sweaters and make handcraft jewelry. And she was the only one 2 years in a row to actually send me something for my birthday. So I thought it was amazing. But I could just tell, even from afar, that she's a mother and she wants to be a mother and that she's learned from her mistakes. I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm sorry. But as my brother said, I believe she'd be more productive on the outside, and it'd be great for us all, for all my siblings, to have her there, have her physically in person, not just spiritually, you know.
With 3 other children at the time, when I gave birth to my son Emmanuel Woods, he was premature. He had to stay in ICU. At that stage of my life, I was a young mother who was trying to take care of her children the best she could. And I made some terrible decisions. But the woman that's sick before you today, I'm not that same person.
So, reactions, man. I mean, you know, how y'all feel about that, bro?
I feel that they should grant the lady the release from prison. She should have never been arrested in the first place, because there was not a lot of options for people who had infant children during the time of Katrina, especially when the hospitals were literally leaving patients there to die while saving themselves. So if she gave her babies cow's milk to help keep the baby alive until she, you know, had a better situation, regardless whether the child tragically passed or not, she did what she could to save her child's life. And I don't think that she should have ever been found guilty of malnutrition, death of her child, because she was doing what she could with what she had. Like, I mean, there's so many things that go wrong within situations like that that people not taking accountability for. Like, nobody's blaming the government for the fact that you sent news helicopters down here to video footage the catastrophe, but you didn't send anybody down here to help evacuate the people, right? So I think this lady needs to be released. I hope that there's more to this. I do really, my heart goes out to them, the family and everybody, bro. But that's sad that she should have even had to endure that. Bad enough she lost a child, you know.
They hit her with a life sentence. She not getting released unless she appeal.
Oh, so that's what this is, the appeal.
No, this is her getting hit with the life sentence.
Wow. This makes it even worse for me then, you know. I really feel bad that they even did that shit. No, like, you know, come on, man. How many people watch somebody they love die while waiting to be evacuated, especially elders and children? Like, nobody never really talked about that. You know, they talked about the one person that they were able to get video footage of, that the people had, you know, covered up with the little sheet or whatever like that, because the lady died of heat exhaustion or whatever like that. But how many other children lost their lives? How many parents lost their children during Katrina? How many whole families were gone because there was no help for the city of New Orleans and the people that got stuck down here? You know, that this is just deplorable. Like, she lost her child because she couldn't give the baby what the baby needed. She did what she could, but it wasn't enough. So you punishing her with a life sentence is only going to make it that much worse, because her other children are out here that she could be doing something for. And as I so eloquently put it, giving the love and attention that she could have been given to that child, to her other 3 children, she can't even do that now. Like, come on, man. When is it enough?
I don't know. Like, I just think that personally is nothing else. The baby was already premature, like, so, and the resources was definitely limited. So what the fuck
What
was
could
she
she do?
You know, what was she really supposed to do? Like, she at least had enough common sense to say, I'm gonna get cow's milk and not fucking no kind of other milk. Because they give us cow milk. So I'm not understanding what's
the big hype about
the cow milk.
I guess because she stole it from a cow, and you know the baby still wound up dying.
She not being charged with stealing milk from a cow. They said malnutrition. That child's malnutrition. That so they said the child was malnutrition, and they trying to say it's because she was giving them cow milk. I'm not understanding what the
whole big hoopla about the malnutrition part is. Like
the milk,
right?
If they give,
but I mean,
anyway, like what's the problem with the cow milk? The baby formula makes milk that look like cow milk too. So I'm not understanding what the problem is with the milk.
So, or I mean, I guess what they could be trying to hint at is that being that the baby was malnutrition, there might not have been enough of what that baby needed in the cow's milk to survive. You see what I'm saying? Because premature babies, they do need a lot of minerals, nutrients, protein, and vitamin. Well, they might not have been able to, the baby might not have been retaining all of that through the cow's milk. You see what I'm saying? Or she might not have been able to get enough of the cow's milk to be able to continue to feed the baby. Either way it goes, she did what she could with what limited resources she had. And that's why I find it so deplorable that you would punish this lady even more for her not having a lack of resources. And then again, she's like she said, she was a young mother, right? Young, didn't have no help, had 3 other children to take care of, and was working with limited resources. So what more could they really expect this woman to do? Being that store after store was being looted for said materials, cow's milk, like you said, infant formula, pet, what we were given when we were babies, and we ran out of Similac and Infamil, and we was given Pet's milk. Water that shit up to the right consistency, and there you go, a good bottle of Pet's milk. So what the fuck is the problem here? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, this shit is sad. It seems that we're being punished for things that's not in our control by a judicial system that really shows no toward people of the melanated kind. A white person would have did that shit, they wouldn't have never ever pressed charges on them. They'd have had a whole sympathy party for them. Oh, well, if you want to contribute to the burial of the baby, you could have a GoFundMe, whatever. But a single black mother trying to do what she can for herself and 4 kids, because they say she had 3 others, so herself and 4 kids, and one was a premature. Come on, man. This shit is heart-wrenching, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, crazy. I was ranting.
Yeah, what you got, Silent?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I seen a lot of people do way worse things to their kids or children, or depends on what side of the board you're on. But a lot of them didn't even get half of the time that the leader already served. She did 17 years already. So looking at the incident, it just seemed like time been served, man. I mean, let the leader get back to her family. I mean, situations happen. if y'all ain't gonna look at the situation and really judge it from a standpoint of, of what actually happened, then it makes no sense for you to try to constantly prosecute her or put her through this same pain for the rest of her life. Like it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. And I think more people should, rally around this situation and try to get that lady back home. 17 years, bro. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she already been in that 17 years. Like, yeah.
Right. So
what the fuck is you doing?
And I think if she get looking at the comments that they got in there, if they saying that she gets commuted, I think that they should actually give this lady some money because she should have never been prosecuted and or arrested for this shit. Like, come on, man. What the doctors that
I think the charges was over the top too. I think the charges was.
Yeah, it's definitely over the top.
So let's think about it like this here. Where all the doctors that evacuated and left all them patients in the hospital to die. What were they charged?
Not the charges, the time. I'm sorry, the time is over the top. That was way too much time to get that
just the fact
like
that
I said, a lot of people did way worse to their kids and buying out at 25,000. So yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's
got another one, y'all? Or you got that was it?
Yeah, let me see. I
got one.
Oh, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, I got one. Got a young-minded teacher, man. You know it's a hot girl summer, y'all. So
oh shit, I think I know what you're talking about.
Let me hit y'all with this one right quick, or we could keep it pushing.
A classroom to a jail cell. A former middle school teacher charged with sexually assaulting her 8th grade student.
Madeline O'Neill is here with what prosecutors say happened.
Yeah, and a criminal complaint filed today. Prosecutors say that then 33-year-old Tyisha Bolden of Brown Deer started texting with her 13-year-old student. They say that progressed to a sexual relationship, a gun as a birthday present, and now serious charges.
A now 14-year-old says he first met Tyisha Bolden last October when she became his 8th grade teacher. That's according to court documents, alleging their relationship went beyond the Pilgrim Lutheran classroom. Investigators say between late May and late July, the two exchanged a whole lot of messages, more than 2,200. In those messages listed in the criminal complaint, Bolden acknowledges that the teen is a minor and that she feels guilty. But in one message, Bolden writes, quote, "I want to see you as often as possible, and the rest will just happen." This picture of Bolden is included in the criminal complaint against her. A selfie prosecutors say she sent the teen. Prosecutors say Bolden also sent photos we wouldn't be able to show you. The victim told a Brown Deer police detective that Bolden sent him nude photos in early 2023. He was 13 at the time. In June, right before school was out, the teen says Bolden picked him up and they had sex in a Brown Deer park. In late June for his 14th birthday, the victim says Bolden bought him a gun, something prosecutors say they were able to trace and confirm. The boy told investigators the relationship with the teacher ended in late July when Bolden refused to buy him another gun. The story continues for Bolden. If convicted of both felony charges, she faces more than 40 years in prison.
Pilgrim Lutheran is
now looking at that versus what we just talked about previously. She only getting 40 years after buying a 14-year-old a gun and sending 2,200 text messages, having an improper relationship, and did I hear them say they had sex?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
in
okay.
the park.
I thought
he was 13 when they met.
Right. So not only are you having an improper relationship, you committing statutory rape, buying a gun for a person that shouldn't own a gun or have a gun, and yet you gave a lady life for giving cow's milk to feed her baby and charged her with malnutrition debt. But this bitch done gave somebody a fucking gun that shouldn't even have a goddamn gun, and you're having sex with them, and come on, man. And all she possibly gonna get for it? But you gave this lady life? Come on, man. These people crazy. These people really crazy with this shit, man.
Yeah, they got niggas that feel like I done see some shit. Niggas feel like the little boy should have read it. Well, I guess he was making the joke or whatever. I guess it was a comedian and he was kind of making a joke. But
Yeah.
you know, people in the comments definitely was like, yeah, nah, this rape and you know, shit like that. But it's crazy because like me and Silent was just having a sidebar conversation about how the young girls, you know, mess with the older dudes.
Right.
That's
yeah,
just
we done all had that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the norm. That's kind of like the norm.
But it's not okay for older
it's
women
not
to mess with
okay.
younger men.
I'm gonna say this. It's not okay when certain people find out. Because long as certain people don't find out, then it's good. It's probably the same thing with this situation with him, because like he said, everything was smooth till
she refused to
She
buy
won't
that
get that gun.
He won't get that gun. So now it's like, oh yeah, bitch, I
He
got
was
you.
using it anyway. He was
Yeah.
using it anyway, like some shit. Like it's like he knew what he was doing. He had adolescence and he knew what he was doing. That's why niggas saying he shouldn't have read it. Cause he had a good thing going. He had a head going. He was hitting all, you know what I'm saying? They was smashing and shit.
Right.
Been knowing him
Doing
since he was 13. Yeah, she was a little sneaky link, you know, cause she didn't want people to find out she was fucking with the other dude. So it was kind of like a teacher sexual relationship. She got the nigga that when she got him that Glock, she got him that Glock and some books, I think, or that second time she didn't want to get it, she gave the nigga $1,000 and some books. So yeah, it's some weird shit though. Like for her to even, you know, that's why I called her, you know, like just adolescent minded, right? She, you know.
Yeah, like the even
She
thing.
damn near a little slow.
Fucking with the little
To
boy.
be
Like
honest with you. Yeah, she damn
But then
near
we also gotta
you
take
know,
into account that a lot of these teachers that's
young
coming out
minded,
of
bro.
college
33
is
years old, bro.
not that and then look at it. I mean, was she okay? So she 33. He is what 13 going on 14. The age
14.
gap different. You know, the
14.
age gap difference is what roughly 20 years, right? So we looking at it, bro. A lot of these teachers that's coming out of school is younger than what we had as, you know, students coming up, and our teachers was
I
like
don't
in
think
the
so, bro.
early
I think
40s.
it's that young minded shit. Cause remember, we talked about
True.
that. Like a lot of
Right,
was
we did.
around these ages. They just wasn't as young minded as these girls is going into these schools now, bro. They wanna. You saw the selfie she was taking with the students and all that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Our teachers wasn't doing that. They didn't.
Fuck no.
They want to dress professional. They wanted to, you know, certain teachers was doing certain shit, but for the most part, it was about being professional. It was about really teaching the kids. It wasn't about all this showmanship shit that we got in the schools and shit now. You know what I'm saying? And people are doing a lot of shit more than what you would normally see when you grew up. You know, everything is
Right.
on that
I didn't
times
start
10. You know, level 15 around this motherfucker.
I'm gonna say I didn't really start seeing like student teacher relationships until I got to high school, where like but looking at the high school I went to, a lot of them motherfuckers wasn't even supposed to still be in high school, you know, but the teachers like in their 30s, the students approaching their 20s, the motherfuckers done slick side and started hooking up, motherfuckers done had babies for the student, like it was all kind of wild shit going on when I started, you know, my 9th grade in high school. But shit, it ain't like that. Ain't nothing compared to what the fuck we seeing now. Like these motherfuckers is catching them in junior high. Like damn,
it's a
that
different
shit
world we
crazy.
living in. They letting, like they say, sex is a spectrum and all this other shit. Like people not paying attention to that. That's why I always say, you know, people ask for shit, but then they don't realize what all comes with the shit that
What you asked for. Yep. Well, we were already told years ago, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And now that you getting, do you really want it now? You know, it's like everything that motherfuckers been praying for all these years, or I ain't gonna say praying for, that was the wrong word, y'all. All these things that people been wishing for, and oh, I want to see this and I want to see that. I wonder this, I wonder that. Now you getting the shit as an adult, and all that shit you wish for in your early, you know, adulthood and teenage years. Now we starting to see the effects of what people been wishing for, and now the shit look real bad because it spiraled out of control fast. Nobody tried to put the brakes on the shit when the first what that teacher was, fucked around and had a baby for a student while they was in junior high, and then he graduated high school and got back with her and all that time. And then the shit spiraled out of control again. Like, come on, man. Somebody got to try to put the brakes on this shit. Like, come on, for real. This shit is crazy.
It's not. I don't think it's a means of putting the brakes on it because it's the
LeBron was wilding too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he was out there wilding. He was running away from home and shit, Pete. This mom and them found that shit in his phone. Look, they found that shit in his phone.
Oh,
so he was running away, trying to run away and all this shit. He was out there in them streets and shit, trying to get a gun and shit. He hitting the teacher. She sending this nigga selfies and all kind of shit. You know.
That's it. Once somebody
and the parents saw the shit, and you know, they went to looking for him. They didn't know where he was at. And the police turned the shit into the people. Then the people, got it at the school. So that's how that shit happened. But go ahead, Joe. Just to give y'all some backdrop.
Yeah, but that goes back to what I was saying already too with the females. Cause see, it's easier to the ears to say that little boy. I'm not saying that you saying that, but I'm saying for people, it's easier to hear that little boy was in the streets and trying to get a gun and all that shit. But if it's on the flip side, it's only gonna be, oh man, that nigga down bad. He shouldn't have did that with that little girl. And even if she was in them streets, you still wasn't supposed to do that shit as a, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's
and the same thing pertain to her goof ass. Cause that's the whole thing. Her Rhapsody looking at she up in the classroom, you know, doing her little sexy poses and shit. So, you know, in my eyes, it goes, you know what I'm saying? It goes for what the fuck you did. You knew that dude was how old he was. You still decided not to look at him in the juvenile sense. You still decided to look at him as a sexual partner, man.
Exactly.
You still looked at him, so he looked at himself with, like, you know, I'm 14, 13, man, you know.
I'm grown.
At that age, bro, you know, you think you know everything, especially if you napping a teacher. Shit.
Getting money
not just that.
Ain't getting $1,000 in Glocks and shit from her.
You know, we gotta look at it for what it is, bro. That's around the age where niggas start, I hate saying feeling themselves, but they start coming into a knowledge of certain understanding that, oh, well, fuck, if she gonna do this for me, I might as well go ahead and do this. You already prepubescent. You want to know what fucking is like, and you got somebody you can fuck, somebody that's gonna do this, that, and the other for you. You know what I'm saying? So he went with it, but she was definitely not supposed to fall into that shit, bro. Like, but again, like you say, Chop, you know, like you say, son, we living in a topsy-turvy fucking world right now. Like, these motherfuckers want to be young so goddamn bad. Give up wanting to be in your youth for the sake of the children. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep trying to be their friends and all that shit. You got to take a tough approach at some point. That shit there definitely was not right. Like, you know fucking well right, you shouldn't have been fucking with the little boy like that, man. And then you know he a runaway, so that make it easier for you to be able to just go scoop him up, because ain't nobody gonna even think to question you about it. You not the person, you know, that's causing him to run away. But fuck, if he was doing all that, he got a duck out now. You got somebody he could go duck off with for a couple of days, instead of doing the right thing and turning it, you know, calling his parents, look, I know where he at. But then again, that shit would have backfired on her. How you know where he at? We don't know where he at. So either way it go, you know, is she down bad and she need whatever punishment they hand.
She gonna take the bulk of the bullshit anyway, because that's the whole point of the situation too. Your ass gotta take the whole bulk of it, because you got no choice. Yeah, because he's an adolescent. So yeah, man. You got anything for other news, Peter?
I got a couple. Let me set it
I ain't got no couple. We ain't got time for a couple. Bring us one good one round and jump into your segment.
Well, look, this one here definitely go into the other news thing, man. So check this one out. Oh shit. I'm sorry.
Culture to culture, from upbringing to upbringing, from family to family, and from individual to individual. And we don't force upon our understanding a fixed age that arbitrarily demarcates adulthood, because we have a whole moral, ethical, and legal architecture around marriage to ensure that everyone's rights are safeguarded. And as for sex outside of marriage, well, obviously that's not even an option in Islam. But none of this applies to you. None of this applies to your culture. You don't have that architecture. You don't have those safeguards and protections. You don't have our system. And of course, you don't raise your children the way we do. I mean, a 9-year-old boy in Gaza is more of a man than a 25-year-old in America. You prolong adolescence to an absurd degree. You don't prioritize maturity, but at the same time, you sexualize your children very early. I mean, you've got like 3rd graders twerking, you know, and singing explicit song lyrics, and then you put that on social media for everyone to see. You're teaching kindergartners about sex, masturbation, about homosexuality and transgenderism. You think that prepubescent children can decide to have their genitals removed before they even know what they're actually for. You put little girls in beauty contests and try to turn them into, you know, miniature Beyoncés and Cardi B's singing about WAP. You need a specific age of consent, and it should be high. It should probably be somewhere in the 20s. In the Muslim world, psychological and emotional maturity is developed as close as possible to physical maturity. So when someone is biologically capable of procreation, they should be mentally and psychologically capable of the responsibilities that go along with that. And if they're not capable, then marriage is out of the question. Again, Muslim parents know their children. They love their children. They want what's best for their children. And I would say that we know and love our children and care for our children better than Westerners, who very often don't even know what their kids are getting up to. I mean, 12%, I saw a study, 12% of 12-year-olds in the US are already sexually active at 12. And that's from a study 10 years ago. So you can expect that the percentage is even higher now. 6.5% of them had actually already engaged in anal sex by the age of 12. The majority of sex offenders in the West victimize children. And they say about 90% of sexual assaults on children are never even reported. So imagine what the real numbers are. No, you have a pedophilia problem in the West. And no matter how much you wish you could, you can't shift that over to us. We're not going to help you justify your sickness. Islam does not approve of this. The Sharia does not approve of this. The Prophet's marriage to Aisha did not give you or anyone else a rationale for preying on vulnerable children, because that's not what that marriage was. that marriage demonstrates the specialness of Aisha, the maturity of Aisha. And it showed us that anomalies can exist when someone is remarkably mature for their age. So we acknowledge the possibility. We acknowledge that that's a thing that can happen. And we have a system for gauging that. And we have the sense on how to gauge that. And this has nothing to do with people who are attracted to minors. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wasn't attracted to minors. He had multiple wives, and all of them were older, previously married women. Aisha was the exception because she was exceptional. And from that example, from their marriage, we understood that exceptions can exist. Very young people can be exceptionally mature, and they are treated then accordingly. But people who are specifically attracted to minors are usually attracted to minors precisely because they are immature, they are vulnerable, and they can be manipulated and abused and exploited. And that's what those types of people want to do. And you know, in
so thoughts, fellas. What y'all got?
You can hear me, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was gonna let y'all go. I ain't hear him say nothing, so I'm say my little piece right quick. Yeah, he basically pinpointed. It did segue into what you were saying from the from what was going on with old girl with the little boy and shit. You know, he spoke on a lot of the stuff that's actually going on. You know, they're okaying this behavior, but subconsciously people don't think that they are actually being pushed into this direction. You think they're in control of their own fucking life, and a lot of times you're really not. You know, you're going along with societal norms, as they call it. You're going along with it. You're understanding. You're becoming a pattern of the fuck shit. And then you look up and realize, oh yeah, they talking about you too. But you can only do that to yourself. You know, you can only mirror yourself in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Chop, you go ahead.
Yeah, he definitely had some truth in what he was saying, but you know, he definitely had some contradictions in there too, because he was saying, he said the whatever the fuck that man name is, Elijah Muhammad don't mess with young girls, but they had the one girl that was the exception. Like, what the fuck you mean? They had an exception. If he don't fuck with
he lost me at the end of that Elijah.
Yeah,
I didn't think he said Elijah. That's why I was like, hold up, did he say Elijah, man? But
I thought he did. I don't know, but
I don't know. I'll check it out.
That was a basic contradiction. I don't give a damn about what the other. You know, he was saying some other shit that was true, but that
about that Western shit though. Yeah, that's basically what I was speaking on. That Western philosophy type shit. Like he right about that, because it's a lot of pagan shit that we don't understand, that we follow. You know, we follow a lot of paganistic ritual things and pedophilia and all this liberal shit. You know, being out and all this extra sexual shit is all a part of that. You know, over sexualizing the kids. And, yeah, it goes deep. So and it never went nowhere. All it did was mix it into other religions to make it okay for you to still celebrate it. So as far as that, yeah. But I get on. I chop him down too, bro. If he start talking about that.
Yeah,
ideologies.
Yeah. Well, the one he was like, oh, every young person, there's always going to be one person that, one young person that's going to be exceptionally mature. No, that's still a no. I don't care what your belief is in that. You know, if they're still a minor, they're a minor. And
see, I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing I agree with too. I think that we definitely stretch shit out too long. Like them
as far
like kids should go into working and shit a whole lot earlier than waiting till they 18 and all that. Like, it's
But
just
here's the thing with that.
a whole bunch of waste of time.
The way the laws are written in our country, we can't even let our kids go work. Because remember, they have to be a certain age to work. Like he's saying, over there, where they're from, a child as young as 9 is much more mature than a person that's 25 over here. And that's because
Chop, he just chest slapped the chop.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like,
you just slapped it.
What he's saying.
And man just said, yeah, he said he wished it could be a little younger. And you said, yeah, bro, by our laws, he know that. That's why he wished. He know that, P. He wished. That's why he said he wished, because he know that. He know our laws.
I just said that, but you know, yeah, we should let them. They should go into not the like you said, like they shouldn't be thinking about the sex and all that other shit. They could be really building their future earlier in
building a house or something.
Yeah, fuck.
Put something together.
Yeah.
Building a fan. Put some plumbing
they let
in.
them start businesses and shit too. They say they can't work, but they could start a business.
Entrepreneurship. There it is.
Come on, man. It's ways around it, you know what I'm saying?
If you want it to work. If you want it to work.
I found out too. Something else I found out from the Trump era. If you buy land, right, and say one of your family members or something passed, and you bury them on your land,
it becomes tax-free property.
No more taxes. You basically own that land for the rest of your life.
And it's because you bury them on the land. It's a graveyard now. Yup. Tax law, loophole, Donald Trump. Thank you. I'm glad he exposed that one, bro, because that would explain why a lot of people who have land in Mississippi used to bury their people on the land, which of course you probably couldn't afford to bury them nowhere else, so you buried them on the land.
A lot of corporations actually put their businesses on people's grave sites too.
Property. That's what's fucked up, dude. Like you ain't had no right to do that shit.
Ain't that some fucked up shit? It's a lot of blood money. It's a lot of blood money. And look how long it been in the tax, thing. So yeah, man. That's some crazy shit right there.
Cool, yeah. So anybody got anything else before we segue right into the show?
I'm dry, bro. It's all yours.
All right, folks. Tonight's topic was high energy weapons.
You need a banner?
That's the one thing I didn't put in. My bad.
What you want me to put on?
Just the high energy weapons, just something simple.
All right.
Because I was about to run that and just let them know, this was tonight's discussion gonna be about it. The topic, which y'all see is high energy weapons. I put in I guess that not the title, what it is, the comments that we'll just be discussing like the potential use for high energy weapons or high energy devices, as I put it in the other part, to give the people a little something to think about, because I don't know, bro. Like I'm still on the fence as to how, like there's a fire burning somewhere underground, but none of the land surrounding that area is on fire. Like just that one particular little spot is on fire and it's burning, and it's been burning like what my girl told me, like burning since the ending of July. Like, come on, man, there ain't no fucking way one little plot of land gonna be burning like that underground and nothing around it is burning. So I just, you know, the shit with Hawaii, the shit in Canada, the little wildfire they had up north a little while back. Like, I really think it's something more than what we're being told as far as these just being mysterious goddamn fire. So check this out. I want to play this first. It's a little short video. So check out what this is. Now this is a military defense chief in India.
Recently, India's Air Chief Marshal highlighted the need to push the development of directed energy weapons and hypersonic weapons and integrate them into its airborne platforms to get the desired range and accuracy. What are directed energy weapons and hypersonic weapons? A directed energy weapons damages or destroys its target using focused energy by means of lasers, microwaves, or particle beams. Some of the directed energy weapons include microwave weapons, lasers weapons, drone defense systems, etc. On the other hand, a hypersonic weapon is one that can hit its target 5 to 10 times the speed of sound.
So that was the little intro video I had. I got another one lined up. I'm gonna pull this down right quick.
Yeah, I was just reading up on the dude. Chapu actually made one of those supersonic sound wave weapons. He actually pointed, like when he was first fucking with it, he actually pointed it at one of the dudes that was sitting there helping him work on that motherfucker. It turned his insides into jelly.
That's what they're talking about, though.
Check that shit. So that sound shit vibrated everything in his insides.
Right. So I got another one lined up. Waiting on it to go. But yeah, so give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I gotta pause it to catch it at the right spot. Hold on. Here you go.
To say about it. The military is developing a weapon that can harness the power of lightning and shoot it right back at the enemy. As long as the intended target conducts electricity better than the air or ground, it can deliver a massive payload. How massive? The Lightning laser gun packs a punch of 50 billion watts, despite only lasting for 2 trillionths of a second. The beam is so intense it can rip electrons out of the air molecules and create plasma. This weapon is now in testing, so enemies, beware.
So that's the first part. Now look, huh? So that's the first part. But on this on Instagram. I hope I still have it. Yeah, here you go. Check this out, y'all. Now, who's to say these things ain't being used to start these goddamn fires out there that we all keep hearing so much about?
Shit, nobody. If they create the technology, that's definitely out there.
And so when I was talking with my son about it, I showed it to him, and he was like, "Dad, what's that?" I was like, "That's a laser in the forest cutting down trees." So I'm thinking, what if it is possible that they are using military aircraft that is capable of using these energy weapons to start these fires in these places, and then saying, "Oh, it was like the thing in Hawaii, oh, it was a down power line, or lightning struck it, and if the ground's too dry, and we just can't get containment of the fire and all that stuff." So I just brought this up because I just really think it's something more going on that we're not being told about, and I really wanted people to really take a look at it. Like, there are other, what's the word I'm looking for, uses for these high-powered weapons or high-powered devices. But I really think that there's more when it comes down to these military items that we're not being told about. Like, I know there's something more going on, and we just really haven't scratched the surface of all of these things that, oh, that man, that's not right, or you can't be serious, they making that up. And like, come on, man. So much going on. Like, I really, really want to just keep digging deep into this shit to see what else there's got out there. I got another one. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this shit straight out quick. It's one more video, y'all.
Death rays are a thing of science.
Not this one.
For more than a century, the products we design have been constrained by the capabilities of processes such as machining, molding. So directed energy, basically laser beams. All the services are interested in them. They've been interested in them for decades, going back before the technology was even available. In the most recent years, we've seen a lot of directed energy or laser projects geared at counter drone options. The Army was equipping 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt and larger and higher, more powerful lasers on Stryker combat vehicles for testing in Europe, and of course here in the continental United States. The Air Force did a 2018 counter drone laser rodeo in different options, from vehicle to stationary mounted lasers to take out drones. That's pretty well known. But there's some new projects coming up that are quite interesting for the Navy and the Air Force that are pretty big. First one up is Thor, not the mythical Norse god of thunder, nor the Marvel Avenger character, but actually the tactical high-powered operational responder. It's a prototype piece of equipment from the Air Force Research Laboratory that is essentially geared toward hitting multiple targets, sometimes simultaneously. That item is a laser, essentially, that would hit all kinds of drones, different ranges, different powers, different altitudes. It's obviously a prototype, so it's going to take a little while to get it off the ground. It could help solve that big drone swarm problem that a lot of strategists seem to be concerned with. The next one's another Air Force project, pretty interesting, pretty sci-fi. And I'm not going to rely on memory here. I'm going to read the acronym itself. It is the Space Solar-Powered Incremental Development and Research Project, or SPIDER. They have a sub-project I'm not even going to try to spell out called Arachne. You get the theme. But essentially what it does is it takes solar power, 2 satellites that are going to collect that energy and then beam that energy through RF frequency to a forward operating base that will then collect it, transfer it back into power. So instead of having generators, convoys, and all the fuel for that, you literally are getting your energy from the sun through a satellite. The next is from the Navy, is the Directed Energy Systems Integration Lab. Now the lab broke ground earlier this year and is scheduled to open in December. It's essentially a lab built entirely around figuring out how to put lasers on ships, whether that's to hit drones, use weapons against other ships, maybe lasers for communications. There's all kinds of options. And this lab is actually going to have about a 36,000 square mile range for testing. And it's been testing all these different ideas, all these different concepts for the Navy. So Air Force is looking at space, Air Force is looking on our drone. The other services are doing the same, mounting stuff on vehicles. So the technology is finally catching up with the science fiction, and there's options now for lasers across services. But we'll see what's going to happen. It's been Todd South of Military Times.
Yeah, I think they well past the testing phase on a lot of these things that they testing out, man. Because I just really believe that they got high energy directed energy weapons that they're using, and the Maui fires was a prime example of that for me. Because how a whole section of land get burnt up. And like they saying, and a lot of people talking about this on the media, that the houses that Oprah and a lot of other celebrities just built and bought land up in there didn't get touched by the same goddamn fire, which was right there by the houses. So, I'm leaning more of a conspiracy theory that they knew something was coming and had active protection, or that shit wasn't as an anomaly like they're trying to paint the picture out to be. Any thoughts so far? Anybody?
Chop, you want to go first?
I think that they can be using the we already know they've been using lasers, like, that's just something that, hold on for a second.
Like, I can understand if they're using it for medical, or because like the LASIK eye surgery where they use the laser to cut out the cataracts or the glaucoma, or they use laser surgery versus using scalpels, which cause people to keloid. You could use the laser to cauterize a wound, to close the wound where it leaves less of a scar, stuff like that. But nobody really talked about the military implications that I see that they're trying to use this for now. There was another video I had. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts a little bit about it first, with the military side of it, so y'all could, tell me if I'm tripping or not, because there was one called the ABL. It's a military plane that's been retrofitted with a laser where they can literally fly around a specified area for up to 5 hours, right? And use the laser up to 50 miles away from its intended target, which could be in the air, on the water, or on the ground. And I just thought that was like one of the most captivating things I had seen in a minute. I'm trying to see if I can find it so I can show it to y'all right quick.
Yeah, they definitely investing into a lot of that type of technology. They already got the scientists and labs already set up, already doing that type of stuff. They just kind of hush with it. But this type of technology, always kind of been in the works, but they just now recently, coming out with a lot of things, because a lot of these other tech companies, they want to, get paid. They don't want to just be sitting on the government's, back or whatever about the situation. It's like, let's get the technology out there to the people. Let's see. So a lot of the stuff, kind of come out like that too. You know what I'm saying? Try to present it to us in a way. But that big satellite thing too. That's crazy right there. That getting the energy from the sun thing. That's crazy.
But ain't that something that we have been hearing about all of our childhood? That they got satellites up there. They could use the satellite to shoot down a nuke. They could use the satellite to do this and this and this. Like, I know from like we always talk about it and we be joking about it, but my childhood years spent thinking about, okay, they up there on the so-called space station. What if that space station is not a space station that we think it is? What if that space station is like a weapon? You know what I'm saying? And now seeing that they talk about this something from the Navy, which a lot of about that so-called space station being a weapon is actually like coming true to me. Like, come on. I got another one too, bro. Let me show you this one. I'm gonna have to slow it down though, because it happened. It's only a 4-second video, and the shit happened so fast I had to like literally watch it a couple of times just to see it. So check this out right quick. Now this the thing I'm saying about the Maui thing. What if this is what would happen? I want that bitch to play again, but it ain't a. Wait, damn it. I'm trying to slow the speed down on it so we could see it like in a frame by frame. And see if it's light going up or if it's light coming down.
I've more than doubled my Signal
That's not
account.
what I'm trying to do. Man, my mouse tripping.
Attention retirees, if you're willing to be at your computer from 9 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. on most weekdays.
I'm trying to slow this damn thing down so we can see it. I slowed it down to 0.25 frames a second, so that's as slow as I could get it to go, bro. God damn it. Fuck it. Yeah, man. I was about to ask, did you get a good glimpse as to whether the light was coming down or going up? Because I think it was coming down. And many people speculate, that's just a light flash from a transformer blowing or something like that. No, man, that shit looked like it was.
And people gonna say that could be CGI or whatever, so they keep us so juggled in the mind about a lot of these things too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it could be
keep us divided on what's actually happening.
It's a lot of shit that go with it, because even the same people that put out certain things also control certain things too. So it's like when you have the technology now that you have it at, and you let people play with their phones and recreate shit in the background and shit, it's hard to decipher the truth, or what's fake from real when real shit really actually happened, like they see it on the news. That end of the Maui situation, and looking at the different things, it fucks with people's mind, bro. It numbs them in its own purpose, bro. So yeah, I think that's a big part of trying to decipher what's really going on out here.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because the when I started looking into the videos, about that Maui fire thing, a lot of people had done already posted talking about, yeah, they believe that it was a laser strike too, and you could see flashes of light going down toward the ground in between the smoke and stuff like that. So and still, like what the Maui fire was like almost 2 weeks ago now. Now they talking about fact checker done came and said that these were videos that was from somewhere else and this and this and this. It's not the fact that we weren't about where the videos are from. We're talking about the fact that this type of stuff keeps happening and you not offering up no good logical explanation to the people about why this happened. Because if it was a so-called down power line that started the fire, where was the fire department at and how they couldn't get a control of the fire before it spreaded the way it did, right?
All right. One thing I know with down power lines is you got to find out what breaker that power line on, because you can't get close to it, because if you get close to it, you're going to get shot. So you got to find it and all that. So I would say it might take them about, this is just me guessing, about 10 to 15 minutes to figure that out and get it shut
Or why
down.
not just shut down the whole grid through the electric company?
Because you might shut down something that you have to use.
So the emergency management personnel or the person in charge of emergency management that was in Maui elected not to send out the radio signal or the little alarm to the people in the city that something was happening, right? So that's the first thing. You went against what you supposed to be doing to do what you wanted to do. The control, and then a gust of wind came and blew that shit somewhere fucking else, and now your whole city done burnt the fuck up. So again, why not just shut down all of the power grid to get the fire department out there, since it was a down power line, and try to get containment on the fire that way. I mean, granted, you might, like you said, you might shut down something important. Now I agree with you on that. But the hospitals have backup generators. The police departments have backup generators. The fire departments have backup generators.
And if they automatically come on, what it's gonna do? If it automatically come on, it's gonna bring power straight to the thing you just was trying to cut off.
No, it's only going to bring power to that particular place. That's what a power generator. That's what a backup generator does. If the power grid goes down, the backup generator is supposed to kick in and supply this specified place with the power. Is that a correct assumption?
No.
You sure?
A generator is another source of power. So
a backup generator for a hospital would have enough power to supply the rest of the city.
It would have enough power to supply that hospital.
That's what I just said, though. Right? It would only have enough power to supply the hospital. So if the electric company shuts down the grids and it trips the power generators at the power at the hospital, the generator is going to kick in and supply the hospital as what it needs. So why not, as the emergency management personnel, call the electric company, shut down that grid, and then let the fire department get out there and try to get control of that fire?
It's not the fire department, they don't come for the electrical wires. The electrical company comes for that.
But they're all right. So answer me this though, bro. Do the electric people come out and cut the power off at your house, or do they push a button now?
Now they push a button.
Same thing with sewage and water board, right? They don't even have to send nobody out no more. They push a button.
Right.
So why couldn't they do that for that particular region of the area where they were having a wildfire.
They could
press
have
that button.
They could
right,
have.
but they didn't.
They could have, is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, it still takes time to find that out because you got to look at the schematics. You got to find out what power is ran where and what else is running on that power. It's a lot of shit that entails their shit, and I don't know what nobody knows what their system is. They might be running on a way older, simpler system than what we running on in the city because it is an island. So
right, but that's what I'm saying. Shut the whole thing down.
Just fuck it. Everybody don't got power because we kind of cut one fire off. I get it.
One fire that destroyed the whole city.
Right. I see what you're saying.
But that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, though. So that makes me like, if they said it was a down power line, okay, the emergency management people supposed to be up on top of that. Boom. Okay, it started a fire. Let me turn on the alarm that'll let the rest of the city know that we got a problem, right? While the alarm is being sounded, he could have been on the phone with the energy company. Hey, listen, we got a fire. Shut down power so we could get, try to get containment of this fire. Because think about it, if the fire is high enough that it downs power lines, we're still gonna have to get that electricity cut off anyway. So at the same time, while I'm on the phone with the emergency management people, or at the electric company, hey, I need this entire thing shut down, the whole city. Shut down the whole city and have fire roll out to the scene and douse that fire. But I don't think for 1 second that fire was that big of a fire was caused by a down power line. The man who reported the down power line should have been on the phone with the fire company right then when you saw the fire starting. Like, come on, man. It's so much of that just not making sense to me right now.
I hear you, player. 10-4 good buddy. Cause they playing games, P that, bro. Hey, bro, this shit went all the way to Congress and shit, bro. I mean, they had a lot of little shit, bro. You finished with your video?
Yeah.
I gotta keep it moving, yeah, bro. I'm gonna get you out of here right quick, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just want really just piggyback off of some of that shit with that one, bro. And I'm gonna keep it pushing, cause a lot of the stuff that that's actually been in process, it might have went this week too, or it might work this week too. So check out some of this shit.
We are learning new details tonight about suspected directed energy microwave attacks targeting CIA officers and top national security officials. We first started hearing about them, and we told you about them here on Special Report in 2016. Shortly after, then President Obama opened the embassy in Havana, Cuba. National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon has the latest tonight about a suspected attack here at home.
U.S. officials say there are now 130 suspected victims, mostly CIA operatives and U.S. diplomats being treated for brain injuries, debilitating headaches and vertigo, the targets they believe of a directed energy microwave weapon.
There's a mysterious direct energy weapon that is being used, and it is causing, in some cases, permanent traumatic brain injury.
New indications suggest the incidents go as far back as 1996. Two individuals working on the NSC believe they were targeted in 2019 and in 2020, just after the election. One was near the White House and one was walking her dog. The Russians have been working on mobile microwave weapons for years.
We have to get more information, and we got to tell the public what's going on.
The U.S. Air Force and tech firm Epirus have developed a mobile high-energy microwave weapon to bring down drones. drones. Epirus is also working on a miniature variant of the weapon that can be easily transported on a pickup truck. This is the type of technology that might be targeting American diplomats.
Russia certainly has the means and the motive to conduct these attacks. I mean, there's some evidence out there that certainly points to Vladimir Putin, the KGB operator in the Kremlin, being responsible.
Y'all is too.
So far to come forward, former CIA head of the Europe desk, Mark Polymeropoulos, was targeted while visiting Moscow 4 years ago and forced to retire.
It's pretty insidious because it also doesn't leave any kind of, open scars or wounds.
Mark lobbied for treatment at Walter Reed's National Center for the Intrepid. As part of his therapy, he painted this mask of a Superman cape with a broken CIA shield with an arrow through it to symbolize the moral injury he felt when at first he was not believed by the CIA.
The CIA is now taking the issue seriously, but without the...
Yeah, right. You heard that?
I just want to know why they just keep trying to blame Russia, like Russia the whole country playing with that shit.
100 and something cases, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So, 100 and some cases.
I believe they're using that shit for that. I do not. They got fucking headache guns, heart attack guns, and
they fucking people up, many people.
All kind of shit, man. Them people ain't gotta come put their hands on you.
And then the fuck shit about it, fuck? You don't know who the fuck
if they want to start a fire, they gonna strike a match.
Man, these people, CIA operatives, and I say, man, what the hell? When did this shit happen? But this was 2 years old, fella. So I found that 2 years ago. So yeah, these things are, in motion as far as paperwork too. So it's not like, it's all based on a theory of something, like I was saying earlier, a lot of this technology already been out there, selling to the highest bidder. So, I know y'all heard about the microwave one, where it's sending that heat to direct the heat and all that shit. They say the army was using that at one time. A lot of the military, they do a lot of those training type shit where they be just searching for weapons and all type of shit too. So scouting, as I must say, scouting for new and better weapons and shit like that. So I want just hit you with your boy, and I'm gonna keep it pushing, man.
Department of Defense
you gonna tell you right here.
$1 billion annually developing directed energy weapons, such as high energy lasers and high powered microwaves. The Department of Defense spends about $1 billion annually developing directed energy weapons, such as high energy lasers and high powered microwaves. These weapons can disrupt or destroy their targets at the speed of light. For example, DoD has developed high energy lasers that have successfully shot down drones, but speed isn't their only advantage. They're also less expensive per use than traditional weapons like guns and missiles. Despite those potential advantages, DoD has had trouble getting these technologies out of the lab and into service.
I believe they're using it for that, boss. Yeah, I definitely.
See what I'm saying, y'all? You see what I'm saying? So P, that's what your boy showed earlier. So he was talking like the shit wasn't about too much of nothing. That man telling you they spending $1 billion on that same goddamn picture and that same that same blueprint of what they looking for or what they already got. So yeah, bro, $1 billion is a lot of money to spend on some shit that you act like you don't want to really fuck with. That don't make no difference. That's a lie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That research and development is that bullshit I be talking about when they already doing something. They tell you that so that $1 billion in the beginning, like he said, they spending go across the back of your head. Ain't nobody spending no $1 billion, bro, on just some whims, bro. That's what I'm saying. And they know that. But if people not really paying attention to it, you're just like, oh, okay, they fucking with this. But no, you just showed me they chopping down bad trees with the damn lasers and shit. That looked like some Star Wars shit just now. Without the blue shit spitting across. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't no light or nothing. That bitch just fell. It's like, yeah. So we gotta look at it from a real perspective. Yeah. Yeah.
Not laser to they using the they use a laser for the 3D print. But it's just the laser is part of the weapon.
When you focus it and direct, because when you focus it and direct it, then it becomes a weapon, like a gun, right? When you focus it and direct it at somebody. So I think that's the whole, analogy with that one. This is it right here, y'all. What we know about this energy shit. Check it out.
Since 2017, Politico has been following a trend of reports related to potential directed energy attacks, where mysterious and serious illnesses have impacted U.S. government agency officials, spies, and diplomats. 26-year CIA veteran Mark Polymeropoulos is one of those injured.
As opposed to, being in a war zone and getting shot at or rocketed, this was something where I felt like I lost control of my body.
They described it as waves.
That's old Mark from the other video, y'all.
Heard sounds resembling a swarm of insects.
Break it down.
We're beyond the point of saying that, everyone's making this up or everyone's kind of psychosomatic. This is a critical foreign policy issue, and so the United States government has to get it right.
Here's what we know. We started paying attention to it in Cuba in 2016.
Mystery attack on American diplomats and their families in Cuba.
Unexplained illnesses, including
so her weird eye
come to be known as Havana syndrome,
forced the U.S. to bring home diplomatic staff.
Cuba has denied any involvement
in the incident. It almost looked like she had got hit with one right quick.
These incidents with the effects
Havana syndrome.
Directed pulse radio frequency energy, which is complex. But it's basically just a focused beam of electromagnetic or microwave radiation that can be dialed up or dialed down depending.
In December of 2017, I made a trip to Moscow and I woke up in the middle of the night. I had an extreme case of vertigo. The room was spinning. I couldn't stand. I was physically sick. I had tinnitus, which is ringing in my ears, splitting headache. And I started this with essentially was a 3-year medical journey. I lost the ability to drive. I lost my long distance vision. I had brain fog.
The New York Times reported that the number of American personnel who have fallen ill under these mystifying circumstances.
See, Susan was on the ass on this shit.
Possibly more than 130 cases.
In 2020, the National Security Council started looking into these potential attacks, but they have yet to reveal just how widespread the investigation is.
What more can be done?
You mean to tell me I could pop a nigga with a laser? I could hit a nigga with a laser? I could hit a nigga with no fingerprints? No goddamn.
So, I told you, your boy made that beam, and it was fucking when he was first fucking with it. Some dude from Russia Chop, I forgot his name, man. He turned that motherfucker on. The man was standing in front of it, bro. Turned all his insides into jelly, nigga. When the people came, got him. Yeah, bro. For it was just sound. I'm talking about just that sonic. Yeah, that sonic shit. Man, he vibrated everything on him. Yeah, so yeah, bro. This is ancient. It's esoteric stuff anyway. This is ancient stuff that they, just rebranding anyway, y'all. We could go far into it, but yeah, y'all. That's what I had for y'all for that.
I don't know if y'all remember what's this dude's name, man? I just looked him up earlier. He had a show called Conspiracy Theory. He was the governor of what's that
Jesse
name?
Jesse
Ventura. Yeah, Jesse Ventura had did an episode about that magnetic energy weapon and how that shit fuck with you. I was looking to see if I could find that and put that on here, but they only showed like a brief little clip. They didn't want to show the whole thing. But he was on the ass about that shit way back then, and that was in the mid-90s. That boy had mid-90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, because at the time it's DARPA who actually do the funding of the weather program too. He was funding that as well. The beam ray guns, because now, like your boy say, this certain company. Remember, y'all, they told us the company was really actually dealing with this type of technology anyway. So the government is dealing with a company that's actually dealing with this technology. we're not to say what they're going to use that for, because like he said, they using it right now for the cute shit, you know, to take down the drones and say like if an oncoming missile, you could catch it, you know. You didn't see all that on Call of Duty and all that now. You know, they got the, you know, the anti, what you call that shit, the anti-bombing lock where, you know, blow the shit up before it get there and all that shit. You know, all that's laser technology as well. So, yeah, fella. We in the building.
They definitely got a lot of shit out there that they say they still in research and development on, but we are not gonna keep allowing that lie to keep being told, because we definitely know you motherfuckers got the shit. Ain't no such thing as, oh well, we still in research and development. If China fucking with it, India, Russia, we know the American public is the American government fucking with it. Can't keep telling us that's bullshit. Wonder why we all out here fucked up. Shit.
Chop Tracks, final words on other news in the segment, and we can get on out of here, man.
I would say that they need to release that lady, bro, because she did her time, bro, and she did the best she could do. You know, she ain't fucking just kill a baby, you know what I'm saying? So, and she was already fighting up a, you know, the uphill battle.
Right?
Because the fucking, you know, it's a premature baby, and we talking about during Katrina time. So, with the lady, with the teacher that fuck with the little dude, bro. Like I said, bro, we gotta start being more visible of our kids and what they be doing, because it's a lot of little boys that get caught up in there, and it's a lot of little girls that get caught up in that shit too. And soon as your parents find out, now all of a sudden, you know, these people going to jail for doing some shit that them minors was giving consent to, even though it wasn't, you know, supposed to be going on anyway, or whatever. Not giving nobody no leeway in the situation, because the adults still bear the more responsibility because they know better. But yeah, fuck. Other than that, with the laser weapon fires, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they starting them or whatever. It's easier to just start them, you know, than you know, come with the lasers and shit. But but with the weapons for using them to kill people, like, I didn't see that shit. So I know, like, I could say, yeah, that type of shit, you know, really be going on or whatever. So that's my final thought. Chop Tracks.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna jump in right after you, Brian P. You could close us out, man. Yeah, with your girl, you know, she gonna have to take the bulk of that, bro, because, you know, they're gonna look at him as a minor. He's in that stable as the victim, so that's gonna go how that's gonna go. They said she could get up to 40. I think she already bailed out. I think it was low too. So she gonna have to play that out in court, or see how she, you know, what she gonna say about that coming up. Yeah, what else we had? What else we had after that? Before that, what was the first?
The Indian man, the Muslim brother. Oh, the one with the lady, the forever youthful teacher, and then the Muslim brother I had brought up that segue right in.
Yeah, child. What yours was?
Mine was the lady.
The lady.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. Excuse me, I had a brain fart. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, with the lady. Yeah, she did 17. Yeah, she did her 17, bro. You know, I think, you know, that's a long time to, you know, torture somebody about something that, you know, she probably didn't think was the best thing to do, but at the same time probably was the only thing she could do to try to, you know, maintain the baby, at least at the time. So premature baby on the move, y'all have no fucking idea how hard and and fucked up that shit was for Katrina, man. So thank God I was not in the heart of it, but at the same time, you know, went through the struggles of it, you know, aftermath and you know, before that shit happened. So definitely my heart goes out to that lady and her family. Definitely a sad story, y'all. Definitely a sad story, you know. So, you know, prayers up for that lady and her family. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, your boy, he spit some facts too about that situation. It dwelled into your boy, and it dwelled into the around hitting his teacher in the park and shit. You know, it's that mentality, you know, that young minded shit. You know, you still think you could teeny bop and all this shit and play games and do all this goof ass shit. You know, as a teacher though. You know, so where your mind at right now? You know, you're not stable, man, at all. You know, you've been taught that, you know, be a better woman and do for myself and these thou art, and it's by yourself. And now you're sitting there playing with this little man or letting this little man play with you and falling for all kind of bullshit. But yeah, man, it's a wrap, man. You know, as Americans, we got to start paying attention what the dude was saying as far as that, you know, them Western ways of life. We got to stop following, you know, everything that we think is cool or comfortable with, you know, getting away with. So, yeah, with that, man, and y'all saw me in the high energy thing, man. Hey, y'all saw, you know, as far the people got cases and charges, you know, and the microwave box itself, and you know, having that itself, you know, we talked about towers and stuff like that too. So there are these radioactive things out here, and we don't know what they doing with that shit. And a lot of times when people come out and say that they got 100 and something cases on something, you might want to just give an ear at least, you know, if you're not gonna take them off the side of your head and clap them together, at least, you know, give them one ear, you know, to the shit, because it's crazy out here, man. Like I say, they mix and blend and blur, you know, reality from, you know, fake is crazy that people have to decipher from their own fucked up mind frame, bro. So yeah, be that. Take us out, bro.
I'm gonna say this, starting off with the young lady that's sitting in prison right now. Release that lady, like my two brothers have aforementioned. Please release that lady. She should have never been charged. Again, I say if that had been a person of the non-melanated kind, they probably would have had more sympathy for her. She probably would have they probably wouldn't even batted an eye if that had been a white woman trying to figure out what to do to feed her baby. And during the devastation and aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, especially down here in the city where no help was given until days and weeks later, or whatever the case may be, and brought up on charges. Let that lady go, let her home, let her be with the rest of her kids. She already dealing with the stress of losing her child, let alone not being able to care for her other three. With the Forever Youthful teachers, the first thing that comes to mind that I seriously sat down and thought about it after we done ran a show on it is that's probably some type of shit that was going on when she was in school, you know. Or she clown and play with the teacher, and they have this friendship bond type shit, and then now you done fell in love with a juvie, and now got yourself caught up in some bullshit. Now you got what potentially 40 years to sit down and think about the ramifications of what the fuck you just did. And I really think people need to honestly start paying attention to the teachers too, like the parents, like my boys say, pay attention to your boys, pay attention to your girls. But we also got to start looking at how these teachers talk when we go to talk to these teachers, like, oh yeah, that's my baby, and this and this and this and this. I understand that you like my child or whatever. He might be a fun, outgoing person, but keep your personal, feeling away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm gonna be looking at you kind of suspect, like you trying to get my child some shit. And for the brother with the Muslim, that gave us the tidbit of Muslim insight as to how they let their children mature. I agree with a good bit of what he said. We do kind of stagnate our children and not teach them about certain levels or not give them the in certain situations and understand that there's a certain level of knowledge that you should have at a certain age and a level of understanding that you should be able to show us as adults that you are maturing and that you are going to be responsible, that you could be trustworthy. And he's right. We do hold our children back, and I think that's what gets us in a lot of trouble with our children as well, because they want to show us what they can do with what they know, and we don't trust them. So with that, that's that part. So when it comes to these high energy weapons, man, always be on the lookout. If you feel dizzy, nauseous, the world spinning around, everything going topsy-turvy, you might be getting hit with one of those high energy particle weapons that we just discussed in the show tonight. If you know that there is certain things going on in your area, investigate. Like I said, they got a fire burning underground, but nothing around it is burning. Check into that. See what's going on with that, because I still say that there's something weird about that whole situation. So, yeah, man, like, really keep your eyes on the sky and your hands to yourself. And that is me, P360.
I'm surprised a lot of people ain't saying, it's bringing the Bible into it, but I digress.
Well, the second thing that they said was he was supposed to been to destroy the world by fire, right? But I don't think this is God's work.
You're right, dude. I forgot. I forgot. You do still got to go out there and cut the water off. I forgot. You can't.
I see that. I see that now.
Yeah. You're right.
Definitely don't want to do.
Yeah, I forgot. You do. With the energy, dude, you could cut that power off.
With a switch,
you still gotta communicate. I'm telling you, like that shit, chain of command communication. People gotta sit down and figure out what to cut off and when to cut it off, all kind of shit. Fuck around and blow some other shit up and really cause a fire.
Damn. Don't want to do that.
For real, I'm just skipping the bucks.
Look, you right, bro. I mean, it does. Like it do take a lot of communication, but in a situation like that, bro, I just say cut everything off. Cut all that shit off. We trying to get this fire under control for it. That's like if New Orleans was all trees and shrubbery around and a down power line going to a certain area. You would want them to cut that shit off. I'm sorry, though. Like emergency management, hey, we got a down power line, such. Fire spread fast. We need to get first responders, as many fire crews out here as possible. Boom. The first thing the city administrators or the city management, emergency management personnel should automatically think if they got a down power line is to get on the phone with energy and get that shit cut off in that whole little grid area. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know the street name and shit like that. It's not that hard to figure out the grid from there. So, that just with me thinking, just shut it all off. If you ain't got that kind of time to work with, shut all that shit off.
You thinking energy and we talking about an island. Like, it's like it's definitely a smaller system. Like everything probably ran on one line, the whole motherfucking island. Versus, you know what I'm saying, it being spider web or all that. But yeah, all right. I'm done. All right. Where you at, P-Dot?
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Right.
I was trying to reach past a key right quick. It's one of these.
Is you bump them fucking what you call it and blow that shit up, cause fucking $1 million worth of fucking damage. Trying to hurry up and cut that shit off. I'm trying to tell you. You better bump fucking power somewhere trying to do something, man. Yeah, you gotta. That should take a little time.
You know what? I ain't even think about that too. Because when you take power and shut power off somewhere, the residuals do have to travel somewhere else. I ain't even think about that. That's a good one.
I'm not trying to say saying not. You know, I'm just. You know, I could think about it from that point because I do that shit at work, so I know about moving the power and how that shit really can. You'll fuck around and now there are things in system, in place that can stop those things, you know, stop you from bumping power. But if that shit don't work, man, you just fried some shit up. Like you just seen videos when them Chinese people be in them cabinets and shit, and buku fire be shooting out that shit. Man, ain't no cutting that shit off, man. You gotta wait till that shit to chill out. Do something, dog. Like you just seen that shit, dude. Like in a break room, that shit burned up right through.
So they don't sort of like a surge protector.
They have those, but all the time that shit don't work.
They don't work. Right.
Yeah,
they don't have the capacity to contain that much energy being dumped at one spot from one spot at one time. It is effective.
Like I ain't gonna lie, it's been working as long as I've been, you know, working there. But in my mind, that shit can always not work. That's what I always see. But it does work. It's been working since I've been there. But
well, look, I'm glad you gave me that thought, bro, because I did not think about it like that. That shit, that the residual energy do have to go somewhere.
Think about it. You didn't see a power outage before. Like you didn't see the power a pole get taken out, and then that should have cut out a whole area. Right. If you try to just force power back into that area, you'll fuck around and you're gonna bump powers. Or if you just, you know. Well, everything gonna be shut down any motherfucking way if that fucking pole come down. So, but you see how it works, because it do work on grids and shit like that too. But that shit be set up. Y'all didn't hear me on the radio before. We be going through that shit. You gotta tell them what you want so they can know. And yeah, but
You do have to. But like you say,
that's why
it all goes in the communication line.
At least. You know what I'm saying? For you to call this one or call that one, see what they own, we'll do whatever, and then make whatever adjustments you gotta make from there. But that's why I said at least 10 to 15 minutes. But because the nigga still gotta answer the phone too. Nigga might be in the bathroom or something.
Right.
Shit, it is what it is.
But with a situation that big though, and we talking about a power company, so everybody can't be in the bathroom all at one time. Now, look, the head honcho now, he might be a little bit
Everybody might not be in the bathroom, but somebody might be in the bathroom and the
person that make the call.
It just is what it is. That third person you gotta call gotta go take a piss at that time and don't answer the phone and gotta call back. That's why I say about 10 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes, they've had a solution to deal with
that
it.
Still don't but that still would have been able to like.
But see, the reason why I see people thinking about it on a lower scale than a larger scale is because, and I'm surprised a lot of people ain't go the religious way too, because now you know they got hurricanes and shit that's making it all the way to fucking California. And they got wildfires on the East Coast.
Right.
In the South and shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's flip-flop on some shit.
Well, we did say we in a topsy-turvy world, everything backwards.
I don't know.
right?
But yeah,
Think about it. When we hear about the El Niños and El Ninas and our hurricanes and stuff like that. I never, in all my years, I ain't never heard of a hurricane coming past the Gulf and making it to California. The furthest is Texas.
I never.
Right.
I never.
The furthest is Texas. That's the furthest I'd ever heard of fucking hurricane.
Probably,
but not all the way across Mexico.
Las Vegas, probably, you know. Nevada.
No, not even that far, dog. Like,
yeah. I would say that. I would say that for Oregon, probably, but not fucking California. No.
I would say the remnants of the hurricane.
This time to catch the wildfires. They normally catch wildfires around this time.
See, California got the triple threat. They get the mudslides, the wildfires, and the earthquakes. We only get the flash floods and hurricane, and maybe a tornado here and there.
And see, look, I want to say this, bro. I want to say this, and this just, you know, shout out to JD504, bro. The reason I'm saying this is because he is a perfect example of something I've been saying for years. People move from New Orleans and go to these other metro places, and it's like they think that they know it's bad, but they don't think it's as bad as New Orleans. So this man moves from New Orleans. You know, we're talking about the gun violence. We're talking about the carjackings. We're talking about the doing donuts and all that shit. Then he go to Los Angeles. They stole his car. They be doing the donuts and shit. They got hurricanes out there where he just moved at. So everything he was dealing with in New Orleans, he had to deal with
out there now.
In the same place he moved to. You know, so
not to mention you still got to deal with the goddamn earthquakes and wildfires.
You can't run away, bro. You can't just keep running away. It's not gonna never work. You know, if you ain't never heard that from nobody, you heard it. You heard it from Chop. Chop said, Bob Marley said, you can't just keep running away, bro. But
bro,
shout out to JD, bro, because he's still a good dude, bro. I'm not saying like he's a bad person or nothing like that, but it's a good example of
why you should stay where you
don't change nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still a issue, no matter if you move to Baltimore or you know wherever. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be an issue. It is what it is.
Yo, I done had partners move out of town talking about, yeah, brother, the cost of living cheaper. It's much better up there. I ain't got to worry about, man. Came back home within 2 years talking about, man, ain't shit to do. It's boring, man. Them niggas up there wilding, they on some other shit. Well, fuck. Same thing happening down here. Same thing happening up there, bro. It's only thing different up down here is we got good food. Fuck.
If you're gonna move, you need to move and do better than what you was doing down here, because that was the whole purpose. But if you're going out there and doing the same shit you was doing out here, just in a different
defeated the purpose.
You just defeated the purpose.
Yeah.
So to stayed your ass in the same spot.
Right here.
Yeah, you definitely gonna find it too. So
because guess what?
If you on that same shit, it's definitely gonna. You definitely gonna find
that shit. Don't be
even with the more money shit. Like the more money shit still ain't really true, because the cost of living is high. So the money you still gonna have to spend. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't think
you're gonna make more
really,
money only to have to spend that on your cost of living.
You can't run away from your discipline, bro. You still got to be disciplined. It just is what it is, bro. No matter what. No matter where you move at, you're still gonna have to show discipline. So, moving or running or trying to go wherever else, that shit is not gonna change the fact that you still gotta be disciplined. It is what it is. It ain't going nowhere. So stop trying to fucking run away from it.
Well, this and more next week on Blunt Talk. NOLA.
I'm about to tell you though, shit. I had a good time again. Once again, fellas, we got us another one. We gotta check the video timeline and see how many videos we in on the live, man. You know, try to do some kind of special type thing to let people know how many videos we in with this shit, man. They think it's a game out there. I know we've got a pretty solid number with that, so
matter of fact, I tried to get somebody on us. Matter of fact, a Uber driver this morning. No, not this morning. Yesterday, I tried to get him on. I put him on our feed, and I showed him like, bro, we've been at it for 2 years, and one of the things I showed him was our very first episode. And that boy said, you know, the same stuff y'all talked about 2 years ago is the same stuff that's happening now with the puberty blocking pills for kids. He's like, bro, I heard somebody talking about that. I was like, bro, we talked about it 2 years ago before they even put that shit on the news. So, yeah, bro, I'm almost to the point where I'm about to start. I'm gonna have to get some business cards printed up and put them bitches in their car. Here, take a card. Because we are definitely hitting them. It's just that everybody ain't got the time to join us. So I hope they go and catch them, catch the plays on YouTube. At least go back and check us out. For those of us who have joined us tonight, thank y'all for y'all dedication to come join us on the show. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. Spread the word. Let the people know, man, we out here.
Yeah, man, second that motion, man. Yeah, shout out to y'all right quick, you know what I'm saying, for doing y'all and being great. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all every time y'all come through with that one. And without further ado,
I am P3.
shout out to the people. Once again, we appreciate y'all. Show y'all support. You know what I'm saying? I'll let your boy tell somebody that tell somebody. I am Solid Child 17. I don't know, but 360 them, y'all still up.
Damn it. My mic off, not my mic. My mouth messing up, man. P360 in the building.
It was
and I'm gonna do it for
Chop. And we out, y'all. See y'all next time.